Sin Train, the fate of Sheriff Jed Harper. In 1864, deep in the dry deserts of the South, a train was traveling from the Mexican border to Texas. The train was full of weary immigrants, families hoping for a better life, and chests full of gold to be delivered to the Federal Reserve. In charge of the train's security was a young man named Jed Harper, a former soldier with sharp eyes and a heart torn between duty and greed. Jed had long been associated with a band of outlaws. They had promised him a large share of the gold, an escape from a hard life, and a fresh start in the Wild West. Their plan was simple: stop the train at a deserted spot, take the gold, and leave no one alive so the secret wouldn't be revealed. But on the night of the accident, everything went out of control. One of the cars caught fire, the train derailed, and flames shot into the darkness. More than 50 people were burned to death, including children, mothers, and innocent passengers. Jed, with a face covered in dust and a heavy heart, fled. No one knew he had played a part in the disaster. He went to a small town called Dash Hollow, not changing his name, but burying his past. Over the years, he became the sheriff, a respectable man with a serious face and a heavy silence. But at night, he had nightmares: a train on fire, burned faces, and the sound of a whistle coming from the darkness. In 1879, whispers began to circulate in the town. People said that at night they could hear the whistle of a train that had not been there for years. An abandoned station on the outskirts of town, where no one dared to go, had come back to life. Shadows loomed in the waiting room, and names were carved on the wall, names Jed knew well. At midnight, Jed went to the station with his lantern and his rifle. A thick fog hung over the place, and the smell of burning hung in the air. The waiting room was cold and lifeless, but on the benches sat figures. Motionless, with empty eyes and gray skin. One of them turned and said, "You promised to save us, Jed, now it's your turn to get on." The train emerged from the earth. Black, smoky cars, with windows that showed only darkness. Jed backed away, but the ground shook beneath his feet. The sound of chains echoed from the cars. Shadows with burned faces, torn clothes, and red eyes emerged from the cars. Jed tried to escape, but the ground opened up beneath him and swallowed him. His lantern went out, and the train whistle blared in the night. Jed Harper has not been seen since. But the townspeople say that every year, on the night of the incident, a shadow in a sheriff's uniform walks through the station. A train passes through the darkness, and whispers are heard. "Our train never stops." And if anyone dares to go to the station in the middle of the night and call out Jed's name, they will hear the train whistle, and maybe, receive their one-way ticket.